What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Daily Wisdom. We spend 10-15 minutes diving into some personal growth principles and talk about how to implement it into your lives. Today, we're going to be talking about a principle on how to master anything and how to live an amazing life. That's a tall, tall order. And I'm sharing that because it doesn't come from me, but it comes from a guy named Jim Rohn. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, like this, tag someone in this, share this onto your walls and everything as well. And also, shout out to our Zoomers. We have a Zoom room. Hey, great to see you guys. Glad to see you. It's always nice. You can watch us on other platforms too, but it's nice to see you. Nice to have you here. We're in I like to feel like it's like a morning study where we can be in a room together like that, So glad to see you guys. If you want to be in that, it's open to anybody that loves this type of stuff. So feel free, ask your friend about it and everything. All right. So we've been going through the CD of Jim Rohn called Building Your Network Marketing Business. And while it says that title, it's probably one of the biggest misnamed CDs that I've heard of, because if you look at it, it only barely talks about building the business, but it's really about building your life. And the reality is this, is that when you want to build your business, you build your life. Life is business. A business is a compensation plan wrapped around personal growth. And when I realized that secret, that if you grow, if you want more, you must first become more. If you want to earn more, you must become better, for example, right? And your business is simply an extension of who you are. You can never lead or help someone else more than you've been able to help out yourself. Business is just helping people, right? When I realized that, I got super excited because it's kind of like an incentivized personal growth plan. So we're going to start to end this CD. We've been on this one hour CD. It's on YouTube now, actually, for the past couple of weeks. And you can see how much we can draw from this. And I want to talk about this principle today because towards the end, Jim Rohn talks about how to live a good life. How to live a good life. And I'm sure that's what all of us want, right? Better life with our family, better life with our kids, better life with ourselves, whatever that it is. And if you want a better life, there's a principle of how to get better. And he says this, and he actually uses it specifically towards faith. So if you're a person of faith, whatever faith that is, but this also goes with anything in life that you want to be able to study as well too and get better at. And he says 3 words, is that if you want to live a good life, then study, practice, teach. Study, practice, teach. And let's just direct this towards truth. Whatever your truth is, right? I'm a God-fearing man, so I believe my truth is the Bible. That's for me. But whatever it is for you, and that's what Jim Rohn says, study, practice, teach. That could be your truth. That could be studying a new skill. That could be mastering anything in life. And it's so crucial and so important. In fact, it's the ultimate hack for learning and mastering anything, because most people in the world right now are binging information from many different sources, and they're super superficial on many different topics. They hear a lot of stuff, but nothing's going out. I'm like that many times as well too. I will tell you, when I first got into personal growth, I was one of those personal growth junkies. I'm the type of person that read every book. I listened to every YouTube. I watched every podcast. I went to every event. Going to an event. It was fun because you feel like you're growing, but really nothing changed in my life. And I started to realize it's because I wasn't studying, practicing, and teaching. Yeah, I was an information junkie versus an implementation junkie. What does study mean? Let's go through this. In any area in your life that you want to get better, I want you to think about that area right now. Maybe it's in your finances, your relationships, your business, your faith. Whatever that it is. Number 1, study. What is studying? Studying is sitting down. Studying is breaking it down. Studying is going over and over and over and over again. I get an image of these are bad days of images. I get an image of studying for finals in college in the UC Berkeley libraries. Sometimes it get really cold and very, very lonely, but you're there with a book. You're just studying and studying and studying and studying. Studying means asking questions. Studying means lingering on one topic, one book, one audio. Studying means staying on one sentence and picking it apart and asking all the questions. Study requires an intentional focus, which is why we're doing these daily wisdoms. Because what we're doing is we're literally taking apart these different personal growth principles and studying it together. But I want to encourage you, in the area in life that you want to get better in, are you studying? Are you obsessed about it? Are you breaking it down? Study also, it suggests that there's an intentional time set apart for it. Do you have a study time in your day? You know, one of the biggest things that separate high achievers in life versus everyone else, they prioritize personal growth. They actually schedule it in. It's an intentional part of their growth plan. They don't just grow when it just comes and goes. They grow because it's a part of their daily rituals. If you follow me around now, and when I learned these principles, I took it very much to heart. The first hour or two of my day are dedicated to just personal study. I don't talk to anyone. I don't turn on my phone. I just study. I just study. And I'm by myself, right? How about you? Who here? I'm not good with group studying. You know, I remember back in college, people would try to study together. And to be honest, many times the study session would turn out into just a talking session. There was this one floor in the library, I remember, where literally people weren't studying. It was, they were allowed to talk in that part in the library. And people would eat and party and just have fun and stuff like that. And it's like there was no studying. Studying, I needed some alone time. Now, I think group sessions are great, but studying is you with whatever it is that you're looking at, peering into it, picking it apart, looking at it, understanding it, finding all the answers to the questions. Study. I want to ask all of us today, when was the last time that we truly studied something? We studied something and we went really, really deep on it. So I want to encourage you to pick something today and really dive deep into it. Slow down. Instead of moving on, stay with one thing for a long time until what? You know that you learned something when you're doing it. The second thing is practice. Study with the intention of practice, right? Study with the intention of doing it. Don't be hearers of the word, but doers of the word. You have to do it. Doing means learning. Implementation means learning. In your business, in your finances, in your life, in your relationships, the things that you're studying, are they actually showcasing results? Are they actually showcasing action? If our behavior never changes, then it's just information. It's just entertainment. And that's okay if you just want entertainment, right? I know there's some times I'm just learning just for fun. I'm learning with no intention of ever just doing it. I'm learning because maybe it'll be good on some trivia question one day, right? I get it. That's like junk food. I get it. But if we want to change our lives, we got to learn to implement with the intention of implementation. So the second thing I want you to think is, with what you're studying today, how are you going to implement it? How are you going to do something about it? What's an action set that we can take about this? Okay. And the last part that Jim Rohn says is to teach. Here's the ultimate secret weapon to learning. Find a way to teach as soon as you've learned what it is you want to learn. You study so you get a little bit more detail. You practice so you're actually showcasing some results. And then aim to teach it to someone else, because I'm sure this has happened for you as it's happened for me. Have you ever been teaching someone something before and then you learned something in the process? I remember I used to be a tutor. As I was getting my business off the ground, I had a little part-time tutoring gig. And I don't know about you, but if you ever tutored your kids before or your grandkids, have you ever tutored a topic? You're like, I used to know this, now I don't. So I was tutoring Latin because I took Latin in high school. Worst decision of your life. It's a dead language. There's no purpose on it unless you're going to be a scholar. But I was tutoring this person in Latin. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this stuff in forever. And you know what I would do is I was trying to teach. I was relearning it myself too. You've only truly learned something when you've taught it. When you've taught it. So last thing in this principle here is, how quickly can you teach what you've learned? When I learned this, here's my secret of learning fast. I teach ASAP. Like immediately. If you follow me around, the moment I learn something, I got to share it. The moment I learn something, I got to teach it, both for helping the other person, but also to help me to internalize and to understand it. What can you do today with the thing that you're studying, practicing, and teaching? Who can you share it with? Can you teach that to somebody? Put it on social media. Share something that you learned. Sit down your child today. Whatever that it is, find a way to teach. Find a way to teach, because if you study, you practice, and then you teach, your growth is going to be so phenomenal. So think to yourself today this, as we're ending this daily wisdom section. What do you want to be able to master in your life right now? What area? Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you have something that you are thinking about, an area in your life. Finances, relationship, faith, health. There's so many different places that we can get good at, right? Think of something that you want to get mastered at. Awesome. Marla's got something. Diane's got something. Sweet. Pam's got something. Julie's got something. Perfect. So think there. And I want you to think there's a study, practice, and teaching side. Which of those areas do you think you need to prioritize more right now? Which of those areas of studying, practicing, or teaching do you think you need to do more in that area in your life? Right? Put that into the chat. Do you need to study more? Do you need to practice it more? Do you need to teach it more? Right? And use that area. And today, there's an action step. All the above. Absolutely. Yeah, all 3. It is, right? And every day, it is a secret. You should do all 3 every day. And if you do a secret to all 3, progress equals happiness. If you want to have joy, if you want to live a good life, you must grow. You must grow. Understand. I'm in with this. Yeah. Practice and teach. Perfect. Understand one of the major purposes in life is to grow. One of the major purposes in life is to expand, to reach your fullest potential. It is a God-born desire in your heart. Every living creature in the earth needs to grow. It's only us humans that are kind of interesting. We can actually stunt our own growth purposely by saying, I'm not going to grow anymore. But that leads to depression. So if you say to yourself, I'm going to study, practice, teach, you are saying I'm going to grow and I'm going to become more of my potential. So that's our purpose of this today. All right. So glad you guys joined us today. Hope that was encouraging and helpful for you. If it was, hey, share this with someone, like this with someone. What's up, man? Great to see you. And join our Zoom room. We do this Monday through Friday. We're going through personal growth principles and applying them in a nice segment out there. If you're seeing this on your friend's wall, then go out there and you can ask them for the Zoom link as well. Other than that, have an awesome day. We'll talk with you all soon. Bye, everybody.